Epoch contains fantasy violence, mature themes and occasional swearing. Epoch contains D&D actual play and is part of the Faith Geekery livestream and podcast and its wider community. So why not like, follow, subscribe and join the Discord. And now, sit back and enjoy some questionable accents, poor dice rolls and hopefully a wild and whimsical journey.
In a fantasy world on the continent of Albion, in the queendom of Lyonesse, amidst the smouldering embers of an age-old battle between the divine and the void, we begin our story in a small village of Bifin. An unsuspecting party of misfits begin their journey. This is Epoch.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Faith Geekery presents Epoch, a D&D adventure. I am Tim. I am your dungeon master and the man of 1,000 faces and 5 accents. And here's the amazing party, starting with...
Hello, I'm the other Tim, and I'm playing Hilda von Greentail, who is a halfling cleric who identifies as they, them.
Hiya, I'm Shelby. I'm playing Killian Greentail. I am a halfling druid, and I use he, them as my pronouns.
Hello, my name is Mark and I am playing the character Nugget, who is a small-statured, he thinks a wizard, but time will tell. And he identifies as he, him.
Hello, I'm Becca. I am playing Minerva the Sage. She is a Furbolg barbarian.
Hey, I'm Jen. I'm playing Asta, who is a human fighter and really leaning into that at the moment. And she identifies as she, her.
Hey, I am Brandon. I am playing Kargoth, a ranger, an orc ranger, who thinks he can heal with flowers, but it won't be a pleasant surprise when he figures out he can't.
Excellent. That might be a hint to what happened last session. Would anyone like to give a recap for that 1d6 inspiration dice?
I'll quite happily, if I do it justice, that is. It doesn't come in the form of a poem, unlike last time, which I should mention also had the line of a little ditty of Follow the Stench of the Knolls, which seems to be a reoccurring theme. Kargoth picks and throws a knoll and then fires a warning shot, but then does it badly with only a 2. Hildefon commands a knoll to grovel. A hyena leaps and bites at Hildefon. Asta comes over though and just takes the hyena out threefold pretty much. It is unalived. And then Nugget fires a firebolt and I think he said something like, I am the wind or something like that. I don't know, can't remember. And Minerva walks amongst the trees, casually kind of maneuvers, and then talks the tree into dropping 2 acorns. Noel B fires an arrow at Kargoth, and then Hildefon heals Kargoth, then hits Noel A with a quarterstaff. Is that correct? Yes. Then Nugget attempts a mind slither, but and says, I hate you, but fails abysmally. And then Minerva uses her staff to get a sense of the whole universe, about the grasp of God, of the divine, of whatever else is going on. And there are 3 things that have been detected, including 2 undead things that may come within 18 seconds. We later discover are intervened. Asta unalives the last knoll, and I think there's some like an equal body count that was mentioned between Asta and Kargoth. And then the mycelium sort of communicates that there are other 4 adventurers or 4 characters that have attacked the other 3 that potentially were coming, and so therefore we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then we get to have we kind of pile up the bodies, and there's a little bit of interaction between Minerva and Nugget. I'm doing the recount. Minerva was really horrible towards Nugget, kind of flinging the little tiny person really harshly. He was messing around with dead bodies, so you know. But I'll be honest, he's a chaotic neutral, so there you go. And we get to have a long rest, and then at the end of the episode, we leveled up. Hurrah! Here endeth the gospel of Nugget.
Please take your 1d6 inspiration dice to use for this session. So yes, you're all now. You're not squishy as much anymore. You're all level 2. Yay! So as you have your long rest by the tiny fire, and just to clarify, did you bury the corpses or burn the corpses or both?
Minerva did the thing of where the bodies were absorbed into the tree or wrapped into the tree or something. I think she said.
I thought you were going to burn them, so I just blasted them and closed their eyes. We didn't do anything with the bodies.
I thought the tree was going to absorb them or something. I thought you were going to wrap.
Eventually, yes, that's the whole life cycle of.
Oh, I mean, Nugget's happy to set light to things, so yeah, he'll do that.
Okay, so before you slept, Nugget went into the arson mode and just set fire to all the corpses. So you all had a lovely long rest against the tiny campfire and the slightly larger, smouldering, not as nice smelling pile of corpses.
How close were the piles to the tree?
I think he would have done it carefully, and I think he would have actually at that point done it reverentially, and especially been picked up and dropped by Minerva. I think he would have given it a little bit of a slant look over to her, and he would do it properly. But then maybe chuckle to himself that he's still kind of setting light to the dead corpses. So
reverential arson. Got it.
Minerva's happy with that.
So as you've all had this nice long rest, you wake up the early morning. The dew is on the ground. The fire has kept you warm. It's a little bit overcast today. Killian, you wake up, and while you were sleeping, you had a dream about the forest around you. And you have like the memories and flashbacks of like creatures that you've seen throughout your childhood. The animals in the forest. Sometimes like, the tiny badger burrowing through the garden. The birds singing sweetly in the trees. And as you wake up, you see next to your face, is a tiny bird. They just looks at you.
Oh, hello, little bird. I have seed cake.
And it goes in and starts eating the seed cake.
That was such a good bird. Killian's just gonna be like, I have a bird. She's like goes to sort of like wake up Hildefron and just be like, Hildy, there's a bird. I have a bird. It's my friend now.
No way, that's very cool. What's the bird called?
I don't know. Do you have a name, bird?
I guess Bernard?
Bird? Oh, it's Bird. Bird's
Sounded
name's
like
Bird.
Bird, short for Bernard.
Bernard? It's little Bernard. Okay. There you go. It's little Bernard. That's the name of this bird.
As you are with your sibling and looking at this new friend that you have, you all wake up. You start rising from your sleep and getting food ready for the day. While you're gathered round the fire, what are the thoughts? Let's go a little bit deeper into the thoughts and reflections on the night before. How do we find our party right now? What's the thoughts that come straight to your mind?
I ain't no fool. Why did Minerva call us a fool? Tell us to run. I'm like, what the hell, Minerva? What was the run fools thing all about?
Do you confront Minerva with that?
Yes. Mm-hmm. With the side of no, I'm kidding. With the meat pie, which I have plenty of.
Especially
I start handing them out.
Does my memory serve me correctly? Wasn't Minerva the one who was rallying, going after the people that destroyed our village anyway? And so we have then gone after them, and at the first moment she's going to go and run away. A little bit of a mixed message.
I thought that was Astra that was all about going after them. I don't remember.
I was very keen to prove that we could do this, and more importantly, that I could do this. I was very committed to this, but I'm staying pretty silent in this moment. I'm just looking at Minerva.
Have I been confronted at this point?
Yes. I'm asking you, what did you mean by run, fools? When we were clearly, well, kind of beating the gnolls.
I was a little hasty in my command because as things unfolded, it came to me and I felt that some good had come into the situation and our imminent threat went away.
What imminent threat?
There were three beings coming towards us with ill intent, but they were intercepted.
Was that before or after he blew this horn?
After.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I want this.
Oh, thank you. I will
I'm
receive
gonna-
the horn.
I'm going to give her the horn because I don't want it.
Thank you. I'll take your
It calls
horn.
bad people.
Can you magic that? How do we magic that?
Yeah.
I will update your character sheet.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
For me to contribute to conversations about military strategy and all that, but weren't we supposed to be following the centre of the gnolls? I know we found 2, but that wasn't the whole lot that pillaged our village. What?
That's nice rhyming.
Thanks. Do we keep? It's not original. Do we keep chasing them? What's next?
I say we keep chasing them, but
Yes, we keep chasing them.
I think we need to find out what everybody else would like. I mean, some of us got skewered.
I just have a question about the whole chasing thing. So like they nearly destroyed a whole town. How are us 6 supposed to destroy that? Also, I just need to give something to Aster. It's really important. I thought about it last night and I didn't do it. Killian sort of goes over and hands Aster like a sprig of bluebells. There you go.
They are beautiful. Thank you.
I think you should really sort of focus on that. Focus on the bluebells.
Okay. What, right now?
No, just when you think about it.
Just generally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They are beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, Aster, I'm not going to focus on the bluebells because Aster feels very certain it is the right thing to carry on chasing because look what we managed to do. And by we, I mean me. Look what we managed to do. Look at this beautiful mouldering pile of gnoll.
That's why we
So,
need bluebells.
right?
Are we having this conversation in the morning?
Yes.
So I think Nugget would sort of say, well, and in the light of today, I do feel more directed and more able, I guess.
I would like to offer Killian reassurance of where we're going, that actually having seen you with the bird this morning as we woke up, you are gifted at making friends and there are friends on our journey ahead.
Oh. Okay. Yep. You know, anytime you say something, I just follow you straight through. So that's a good point. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking for a minute there. I got a little bit nervous, but yeah, I got a little burning now. We'll be fine.
You've got your bird and you've got your friends.
Did the horn tell you that?
Ooh. Who? What? Me?
Yeah, that there's friends ahead.
No, I knew that.
Yes.
Yes, that was where I was hasty in my
Okay.
to run. I've changed my mind.
So we shouldn't run.
No, we can walk slowly. Well, you can run. I'll walk slowly.
So as you're all having this conversation over breakfast and working out what you're going to do, how would you like to track this party of voided ones to where they were from? These gnolls.
Let's hope that we didn't have to inspect their dead corpses that we've already set light to.
No, but I'm sure they left plenty of tracks. And
Hmm.
do we know what direction their friends were in that were suddenly disposed of?
Between where you encountered them, where the direction they were coming from, and with Minerva roughly knowing from your universal experience the previous day what direction they were all in. You know, they were coming from a northwesterly direction.
Sent to the Knolls.
Well, not the Knolls. Our friends.
Wait, up
So
to that direction or the Knolls?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Are we having the map back up?
We can certainly do that. Hang on. Do-do-do-do-do. So, as you're pairing your... Here we go. Zoom in on the map. So as you're kind of like here right now, which I will do with the pointy ping. Hello.
Ooh.
You're down this part of the map. So, as you are at the southern part of the map, and you go in the northwesterly direction, as you gather your equipment together, gather your belongings, who would like to helm this first part of the journey this morning? In terms of, are you heading that general direction, or are you tracking the tracks?
I can, because I got a little Bernard now, and I could just be like, Bernard, can you just do me a sweet little favor? And more seed cake will be with you. Oh, I can make you a sunflower. Anyway, could you just fly off a little bit in that direction, scout it out for me a bit, and then come back and let me know?
The bird goes off in that direction. How long would you like Bernard to go out exploring before coming back? Which means I get to ask the question: what is the fly speed of an unladen swallow?
African or European?
Well, he's a sparrow, so
What a load of geeks.
just 5 minutes in one direction and 5 minutes back would be fine for me to sort of like see what he can like scope in that, like, and we can like start walking that way as I'm like looking up towards him.
So what's the fly speed?
$60 feet.
Are they dashing while flying?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Oh, Bernard's definitely dashing.
It's little Bernard, isn't it? Not just Bernard. That might be referring to another.
The little is very
Swallow.
important because he's tiny.
So that's that number. 1,000 feet into miles. Okay, so Bernard manages to scout a mile and a half ahead in a straight line and comes back. He lands on you. Bernard is very exhausted. He's a tiny swallow. It's a sparrow. A tiny sparrow that's done a lot of work in a very short space of time. Which then asks the question: how does Bernard speak to you? How does Bernard speak to you?
Mark
Can
wants to
Bernard
say.
speak to you?
Mark wants to say in a northern Russian / kind of Scottish
Okay.
accent, but
Sure.
carry on.
Yes. Wait. I get to speak as Bernard too.
No, how does?
How does he speak to me?
Yeah.
He twitters, but I can understand him in my brain telepathically.
Okay. As you hear Bernard tweeting, you hear, "I went in general direction, comrade, and I had a look around. I found many creatures on the ground, both animal and human. Some of them were in tiny huts. Some of them were just working and traveling. I saw fire, I saw smoke, and I saw 4 shiny-headed people. Comrade, they are in that direction," as he points the wing in the correct way.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Bernard. Little Bernard. Okay, like were any of them kind of like Knowlish, gross looking, or were they just like regular?
Comrade, they were, most of them looked like the wrong end of horse. I saw many. However, there was a pile of them that were on fire. I assume they were sleeping soundly in their pit.
Oh, actually, well, could you sort of like direct us, or like I've taken your direction and I'll lead the group to the fire pit.
Of course, comrade, I shall lead the way. As Bernard then gets up and flies a little bit ahead while still maintaining eyesight of you all.
I'll follow little Bernard. He's going to take us to the. Oh, sorry. Little Bernard said he saw lots of things, but he said that he also saw like a bunch of the like people sleeping but on fire. I think is how I've interpreted it. It's really hard. Like I'm assuming now this is the first time I've like spoken to a bird. I've spoken to flowers, and that's hard enough to sort of interpret. I think what's happened is a bunch of the things we were chasing done died and then caught fire, and that's what we're headed towards. It's just to like confirm with our own eyeballs. But he sort of explained where it is, so I'm happy to lead us in that general direction.
I'm happy to follow you, sibling. I trust you and this little Bernard.
In that case, Killian, please give me a perception check, please, of you keeping Bernard in eyesight.
And because I'm there next to Killian and also looking, may I guide them, please?
You may guide them. Excellent, cleric.
Thank you. You can add a D4 to any ability check.
A D4.
All right.
We're doing the meme, people. We're doing the meme.
Okay. Perception is amazing. 22 plus the D4 plus 1. So 23 total perception, please.
Okay, you can definitely keep, but even though Bernard is tiny and the sky is vast, you can keep Bernard in your eyesight the entire time as he swoops and dives and kind of hovers in the air to make sure you catch up with him. But over the next couple of hours of gentle walking, as Minerva said, gently walking and following, you do eventually start seeing in the distance a not thick plume of smoke, but a plume of smoke that's a bit black coming in the distance. And Bernard swoops in and just whispers in your ear, "Comrade, the plume of smoke is where you wish to go."
Oh, thank you so much, little Bernard. You're the best. Hey, I know I gave you that name, but do you have like a different name? Like, am I just like, did I just override whatever your name is?
Comrade, I did not think I had a name. I am Bird. I am happy to be named Bernard, though. Spelt with the I, not the E. I am not a human. I am bird.
Perfect. All right. I'll let everybody know that you're Bernard with an I.
I will rest on your shoulder now. I am a little bit tired. So, as you're going all ahead, everyone give me a perception check, please.
It's 21 for Asta.
22 for me.
5 for me. Unless we have passive insight.
14 for Nugget.
18 for Killian.
And that 20 for 25. From Hildefon.
So, Minerva, with yours, you're looking around and you're seeing the interesting shapes that the smoke is producing and going into as it just ascends into the clouds. And you're kind of going, that has the appearance of a bunny rabbit. And that one
Sounds about right.
looks like a mighty tree with a swing on it. That is good. That is good. Everyone else, you will see ahead of you, the plume of smoke ahead of you is a lot thicker at the base of where the plume of the smoke is. You don't see any fire, but those of you that rolled over a 20, which is Kargoth, Asta, and Hildefon, you do have the stench of burning corpses is kind of reaching you. Like, it's not heavy, it's not knocking you out. You can. It's like it's the highlight note on the smell of the morning wind. You also see there is a bit of a tree line ahead of you as well, and what looks like the remains of a camp.
I think Asta's going to be really not happy about the smell at all. It's really putting her off. She doesn't like it at all. In fact, that's probably when she remembers that she's got these very pretty bluebells in her hand or in her pouch. And she thinks, well, maybe if I smell these flowers instead, that will be better. So she puts them up to her nose to try and cover and mask the horrible smell coming from the burning pit.
Excellent.
With that perception check, are we able to see if there's anything alive? As we get
I'd say
closer?
with your nat 20 or 25 perception check, there is nothing alive that you can see. There is what seems like a spear staked just outside of this pit of fire, and there is something on top of that spear. That is also not alive.
Asta's very happy to wander over and have a better look at it.
I'm very happy to follow you, Asta, but I won't go on my own.
Yeah, let's go together.
As you all head towards us, as you get closer, you see that there's a kind of semi-shallow pit that's been dug, and there are multiple, not just knolls, but like very skeletal remains of knolls. Like, not like they were been burnt and like revealing the bones, but like there was no meat on them in the first place, kind of thing. Inside this pit, everything is quite charred and has that like slightly rotting cooked meat smell on it. There's also a spear nearby that has on it a decapitated gnoll head placed on top. Looking around, you do see like there was the remains of like a camp. There's like you could tell from with your nat 20, Hildefon, you can tell like there was a remains of like a camp, like where people like rested overnight. Kargov as well, with your experience being a hunter, you tell like, oh, this is where a tent was like placed up. You know, there looks to be like a grazing post that was temporarily built all around. It's been disassembled, but you can still see the remains of it.
Well, this is very interesting, isn't it? They were obviously camping here, set up camp, but what happened to them? Maybe they just combusted instantly and then their head landed on a spike. Maybe that happened.
I don't like it.
Hmm.
I'm going to look at the wounds and see what might have caused the cuts, whether it was sharp blade, jagged, whatever.
Ooh. Investigation or survival check, please.
Survival.
Okay.
17 plus 5, 22.
Okay, excellent. So your experience of being a hunter, you seem like when you've been hunting with others in Bifin, you've seen what different weaponry does in terms of wounding creatures and the telltale signs and stuff. So what you notice is there is some a lot of them have like deep puncture wounds from thin blades, not like Asta's rapier, but more like long thin lines, like from a short sword, or a short sword or a spear or something, or a dagger or something like that. You do see in a couple of the bodies that have like tiny bits of wood sticking out, the telltale signs of arrows that have been fired and the tops have been broken off in struggles or in moving. You also notice that some of the like some of the limbs and some of the heads are slightly off shape, which kind of indicates to you that they have been bludgeoned and broken in some capacity.
Okay. There's been a battle here. Lots of slicing and dicing. You'll probably recognize some of these wounds, Hildefon. Whoever did this probably is also responsible for burning the bodies. I'd let everybody know that, from what I've gathered.
Nugget's going to say something along the lines of, but hey, we've just done this too. Coincidence that we've fought these guys and then burned their bodies and we've come across some other baddies and they've been burnt too? Or did we do this in our sleep?
We didn't put a head on a spike though. Why have they left a head on a spike? What's that? It's almost like they're trying to warn us.
I think if Minerva left me alone with the corpses long enough, that might have happened, actually.
Minerva is not happy about the head on the spike and is tempted to remove it and close its eyes and put it with the other bodies.
It could be as a warning, though.
Minerva, you can do that if you want, Minerva.
I would like to do that. I have, with a slurping sound as the head comes up off the spike. Minerva will gently close the eyes.
I thought you meant she was making a slurping noise.
And then put the head in with the other bodies. There are other ways to warn.
Asta's wondering if we know of people who would be obviously very good at fighting, not her, but somebody else who also uses swords and arrows and staffs. Has anybody heard of any legends?
I only know of the hunters in the village. What about you, Minerva?
I'm trying to remember what Minerva, learnt yesterday from the staff moment.
Okay.
They were good, weren't they?
Minerva, what you remember from yesterday is that there were 4 individuals who were clad in metal. Clad in metal, who were like engaging in this situation in combat. Because that's not what you were focusing on intently. You didn't get as much information, but you do know they were fighting that way. Everyone else, I will allow to do a history check to recall if you know what you might recall.
It's 21 for Asta.
History what? I rolled a 2 plus 1. I got a 3. I don't remember a whole lot.
10
Not
for
much
Killian.
past.
I got 18.
Okay, so Asta and Nugget, well, Kargoth, the only people you know, like the hunters that you know, and you know them really well, and like you've bumped into other hunters from other towns and other villages, so you kind of like you all use the same kind of techniques and stuff. Hildy and Killian, hunters, no, unless they're using like I don't know, a hoe or a tiny hand scythe or a hammer. I don't know.
Well, you've never seen a masquerade before, and I meant to keep it that way.
The only masquerade I know is my pile of manure. Asta and Nugget. So I'll do Nugget first. Nugget, you will know that there are groups of, not calling them adventurers, there are groups and organizations of, militia, guards, from towns and villages who come together to try and defend their own place and protect some of the land around them, especially because a lot of the farmsteads are spread out. Hey, let's send a militia out to quickly check that farmstead, see if they're okay. You may have encountered some of them in the past, but most of the times they're not as heavily armored. Like ramshackle, hey, I've actually got a few of my pitchforks ready, kind of thing. Asta, you're 21. Well, there's 2 ways we're going to answer this. In some of your books, you have read of knights that go around doing the work of the divine, banding together, united around a single holy cause to defend the weak, protect the innocent, and do away with evil. There are so many stories about this. In fact, there are about 5 volumes of these kind of stories, of which they're always dashing, and they're always sweeping the princesses away, and a couple of the princes as well. And they're always doing it on the back of a mighty horse. And they have big plumes of feathers coming out of their helmets, with mighty shields of heraldry. Oh, those stories and the images, they're the kind of things that kept you up at night sometimes. But you would also know that within not just Lyonesse, but with neighboring countries, there is like military forces which have been assembled. Some are militias, some are more organized. Some may be guilds of roving do-gooders, and some may be a dispersed guards from across the world, from the countries that you know of. With one of the more recent history books that you've read make reference to holy knights, not the ones of your stories, but actually they are the traveling dispersed military force of the Empire of Camlan. So these are holy knights which are in a dedicated order. And some may come this far south into Lyonesse if there's a quest, but that's the kind of logic you're getting.
So in very Asta-like way, she asked the question only to be able to tell everybody what she actually knows. And she proceeds to say exactly this. And maybe she spends just a little bit too long lingering on the description of the knights of legend and how maybe they have made her feel in the past.
There was one that had plate mail armor, but somehow was like ripped open into a deep V, like their muscles ripped the armor apart, and they had long flowing blonde hair.
Did they have the name?
Oh, Gladio.
Well, what she does after she's finished, it takes probably about 10-15 minutes to describe this particular night, is she then pulls up the sleeve of her armor to show you all the tattoo on her arm of this particular night, and underneath in script is their name.
He was known for within the stories that you have. There was a great and fearsome white feathered dragon which could breathe fire and had like sharp teeth. And Glaudio went up and with just their hair and their face and their arms managed to beat this dragon into submission and come away with just a tiny bit of blood trickling down their forehead. And for those taking notes, Gladio.
Would we have heard this story before in the village?
Oh, if you have been around the bar, Asta may have told this, I think, at least once a week. Every time the story gets a bit more in-depth and embellished, and occasionally Asta self-inserts himself into the story at some points.
I think that is on you, though, really, Kargath, because you did keep buying Asta that particular drink that maybe encouraged the looseness of the tongue in this story. So it's on you, mate.
All right. It's my fault.
Asta is now longingly remembering all of the fan fiction that they wrote, which are sadly burnt in their family store.
They were on sale. Not yet sold a copy, but she was hopeful.
Yeah, that's what you would think of.
Awesome. So Asta does tell you this information so that you know about who might be the ones responsible for this fiery pit.
And do we have an understanding of whether they are good, bad, different?
Neutral, because Minerva wouldn't have got this information yesterday from, because it wasn't the specific thing.
Staff is really rubbish.
It wasn't the specific thing you were focusing on, but also Asta is putting a very positive spin on these stories, so you have no reason to believe that they're bad in any way.
Can I ask, how much would Minerva remember? Because I presume at her age, she would not only know this lore, but have come across these knights at least once. How often do they leave piles of burning trees, plants, destruction where they have gone?
I would say with your lifespan and history that you cannot recall them doing something like this locally. So a lot of your history has been within this specific part of Lyonesse. You have not known to do this within the local area of Lyonesse. You may have heard once from them a story of finding ways to cleanse the void from the land and cleanse some of the evil from the land. And that might have been one way they do that.
I think Asta would very much like to try and find this roving band of hot knights and maybe make friends with them.
Well, I could get little Bernard to sort of do. Oh, little Bernard did say after the body fire smoke that there were 4 shiny heads, which I can only assume is like metallic maybe or bald, but because like clearly we don't need to be hunting no group now because they're all dead. So like maybe I'll say, just little Bernard. Do you remember in sort of the general direction that the 4 shiny heads was going?
Comrade Killian, I vaguely remember the direction. Would you like me to direct you all towards them?
Yes, little bird.
Oh, nobody else can hear him except for me.
Oh, that's right.
You just hear tweeting. Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Now, were they walking or were they riding something?
They were on top of horse.
Okay, so we will not catch up to them. They're on top of a horse. I mean, we'll just go in that general direction. Otherwise, unless, like, because we done did what we needed to do. Should we go back to the old fort? Should we go to the like the capital? What's up?
Sent to the notes.
Do we know how many were in the attacking party? As in, would we consider that 2 bands of these gnolls would be sorted, or is it like 30 plus, and therefore we've only done like
yeah. There was like if it was just these 2 groups, that wouldn't be enough to do because also there were some flying creatures, and you've not seen any flying creatures.
I remember giants. I ain't seen corpse or a giant. There were giants in Bifin.
So
we could keep following the scent of the gnolls.
Yeah, I think we need to keep going because I don't know if we have got them all, and also I think that it is a good idea to be getting the people who have managed to unalive so many, because maybe we can, work with them and then become friends and maybe get married.
I don't think I'm keen to marry strangers, and dare I say, it feels as if you have maybe, what's the word? Beautified these guys. They might not be as attractive as your tattoo on your arm, even though it is a lovely arm.
She didn't listen to a word you just said then. Unfortunately, she was at that moment completely in her own world, but she was also smelling the bluebell, so a little bit of progress, maybe.
Nugget shrugs.
We should find the 4 horsemen.
Okay, so we're finding the people that killed this group, or we're finding the rest of the baddies? I'm confused.
Let's find the 4 horsemen. They might have a better idea of what we're fighting.
Okay.
I don't want to fight super flying chickens.
It's just because they're on horses and we're not, so I don't know. Like, we're not going to be able to sort of catch up to them. Is my thought process. Like,
what's the speed of a horse?
Laden.
A lot.
African or European?
Horses can go. So horses can go. D&D logic for horses. Horses go for a longer distance, but do need to rest after 8 hours, while people on foot can basically kind of semi-catch up to them slowly, but don't need the longer rest, if that makes sense. Horses will need, like, rest regularly.
I'm just
In
wondering whether I could go and scout invisibly and just go and check them out and observe. I think we need more information about them.
I think Nugget will kind of chip in to sort of say, well, why don't we just head in the direction of where we're going for the knolls? And if our paths cross, then we will kind of, we suggest you do that bit, because we don't want to kind of use all our energy going after people who might be gallivanting off and having a picnic somewhere. And we've got a job to do. But I don't mind if we stumble across them. I just don't want to be running after people on horseback when the knolls may be heading in a different direction.
Aster agrees.
I have to agree. We did agree to go after the scent of the knolls.
So the plan is to keep trying to track the knolls. If you come across this other party, then you'll come across them, but trying to find where the rest of this horde has gone.
Just keep an eye out for shiny heads.
Okie dokie.
I was going to say, the way that Aster has kind of described them, they will be a little bit more better defined than the... did someone say something about looking like the back end of a horse anyway? So we know what gnolls look like, hyenas look like. We know what the things that attacked our village look like. And then we have Aster's future partners in silver. So I think we'll be able to define that. And if Minerva then goes and sneaks, did she actually tell us that she can go invisible at that point, or was she just saying that you were going to go ahead?
Definitely didn't say that out loud.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Then in that case, Nugget did not say anything along those lines regarding you being invisible, because he does not know that.
Maybe as we're travelling, little Bernard can keep flying up in the sky, see if we see any more flashing Pickards. Little bald guys.
Yeah, I could just sort of send him, hey, little Bernard, you want to just sort of keep scouting ahead for us? I'll give you, I got like one seed cake left, but just keep an eye out. Like, ideally, we're looking for more of the beasties, but otherwise, the knights in shining armor that Aster is keen on.
Of course, Comrade Killian. I will go out and find these people and find the beasts, and I shall come back and report exactly where they are.
Do we know what is being said to Bernard? So we literally hear is tweeting, because Aster is a little bit concerned that Bernard's going to start getting tired because he is so little. She's the concern for him is growing, and she'd like to know that he's going to be okay, or maybe even like look for little treats along the way that he might like seeds or nuts or berries.
I mean, I so literally as Bernard is talking to Killian, all you are hearing is Killian's side of the conversation. So you're hearing tweeting, and then you're hearing.
So we did hear there's only one seed cake left.
Yes.
So
it's like you're only hearing the one side of the conversation. So some of the things that Killian's coming out with, you're like, what? Where's that come from?
So Aster's going to say, we've only got one seed cake left for little Bernard. I don't think that's enough. We're going to have to make sure that we find some more little bird food for him.
Oh, I can make sunflowers, and the sunflower seeds are mighty nutritious. It's just obviously like seed cake form is more
it's more tasty.
Yeah, that too, because of the molasses.
Okay. Because of the molasses. Well, maybe let's just keep an eye out for where we might be able to get some things to make more seed cake for little Bernard, okay?
And Bernard goes off to scout ahead and look for things. From your previous perception checks, you can kind of see where some horse tracks are going, and where some other wider tracks of these gnolls have come from. It's kind of be like more northeast, so going by the edge of the mountain and a bit of the woodland nearby. Are we still following Killian and Bernard's lead?
Yes.
Excellent.
Because I don't smell any gnolls at the moment, other than the burning ones right over here.
Excellent. In that case, Killian and Bernard, give me a perception check.
Perception? Okay.
I will once again
Guide
my
me,
sibling.
brother. Sibling, gosh dang it. I'm going to drill it into
Right.
my freaking head.
I'm right next to you. I'm watching Bird too.
Okay,
Oh, that was definitely Southern.
So that's going to be 26 plus the D4,
Oh, yes.
which is a 4, so 30.
Biggest roll of the campaign so far, I think.
With a 30 at level 2.
Can you describe everything that's happening in a 3-mile radius?
Don't skip on the shiny helmets either. No.
I'm aware of the end of the episode, so do I need to offer my die of inspiration as well, the D6? Or is that...
Sure, why not? Roll that as well.
Does that done that?
It's 1d6.
Has it done it?
I don't see it.
Oh, I'm just now doing tons of them. Why is it going up to 12? Oh, no. Oh, 1.
With a 31 at level 2. Over the remainder of this day, you, in the combination of following Bernard and Bernard coming in and giving regular reports to Comrade Killian, you come across the ruins, like the recently ruined farmsteads and homesteads and some ruined crops. You come across like some like old traveling roads, which have been like the ones that like kind of like definitely like the old trails that you like commonly used by people, you know, 'cause it's not paved. And as you're coming through and it gets towards like the end of the day, you see like a lot of devastation along the way, like these small homesteads which didn't really have much warning or defense kind of ruined and the crops salted as you go. So you kind of like, you're tracking not just like the trails and following Bernard's route, but you're seeing like the devastation caused as like the damage in the trail of where these creatures have been. As it gets late into the evening, Bernard comes in at one point and goes, "My comrade, it is getting late in the day, and I am concerned about your ability to sleep in the evening. It is not safe. I have found a place in yonder which has horses outside and has smoke rising from the house. Perhaps that will be a good place for you to rest this evening. Or it might be the place where the gnolls and the creatures are hiding. Either way, I could direct you there, comrade."
Oh, little Bernard, you're the best. Absolutely. Okay, Bernard's found the horses, and a little like house or something. So we just go that way to rest because it's gonna be too dark anyways to like carry forward. So we just go find these hot nights.
Asta does faint very briefly, and then she's okay. She gets back up again and she's ready to go.
Hot nights.
So that's your episode title.
I just don't have anything for that.
It's late evening, so it's about like 8-9 o'clock in the evening at this point. As you come upon this farmstead, you do see like a number of horses, at least 3 horses tied up against the side of this building. There's some smoke and there is like some light peering out from what is ostensibly the windows and underneath the door. but it looks like they've tried to, whoever's in there has tried to put cloth in front of it and try to minimize the amount of light and coming from that property. There is no one outside, like, patrolling.
What kind of saddles and stuff are on the horses? Are there? What kind of gear is being used?
Interesting. So it is proper barding and fairing on the horses. Two of them are leather harnesses with some metal embedded into it as, like, metal buckling and some metal protective plates. One has no protective armor and is just the saddle, and there is one that's got a little bit of barding and fairing, like, over the body of the horse. So it looks a little bit more defensive and more armor.
I think I'm concerned that it's only 3 horses, and they aren't all equally equipped, which might be a bad thing. How big is the bird? Maybe we can sneak the bird in there? No. Ideas? Anyone?
What do you want me to be sneaky? Because I have this, like, gut feeling in my bones that, like, if I really wanted to, I could be sneaky. It's like a tickle in my nose sort of thing.
I think trust your instincts, Killian. They served us well so far.
Yeah, always follow a tickle in your nose, definitely.
All right. Killian focuses on the tickle in his nose, sneezes, and turns into a fox.
Yes!
It's just a little teeny tiny fox on the ground. Like in almost all regular D&D games, I feel like everybody who can wild shape has some characteristic of themselves that they keep from their main character. So there is also still a flower, like, kind of like delicately wrapped around the fox's ear, but just sort of like it, like, makes that little, like, peeping fox call, and then, like, scurries to the hut.
Nugget uncomfortably looks around and just kind of touches his nose to see whether his nose is tingling as well, and he's like, no, I'm fine. Then looks to others in case if anyone else is going to also change into a fox.
Killian, could you give me a stealth check as a fox?
You got it. Okay, hold on.
Hildefond just mutters under their breath, I love my sibling.
9. It's a
I think
9.
I think I'm gonna let go of any flowers that I might have in my hand, just in case.
As you stealthily head towards, so it's like a farmstead. So there's some fencing, a small well before you get to the building itself. There isn't much, like, other cover outside, and the horses that you can see aren't covered up. They're just, like, tied up to a post next to the house. As you look for a way to get in, you do go around the corner of the side of the house that you can't see as you approach, and you do see a 4th horse. And give me a perception check, please, as a fox.
Okay.
Which I think is actually
Mine.
your perception check.
Yeah. Which is great. Usually. 11.
Okay, with an 11, you do find, as you're going around, you do find what looks like it's not drainage, but it looks like it's a hole that is in the side of the house for getting dust and ash and hot coals out safely. And as you, like, look around, and it's like you dig it out a little bit to try and push yourself in. One, do you actually go in?
Oh, 100%.
As you, like, scuffle a little bit and pop your head inside, you are underneath. You hit like you don't hit it, but like there's like a panel that's just above your head. It's like a bit of a hollowed out area underneath, and it looks like some hinges. So it looks like a little mini trapdoor kind of thing. Do you wish to pop your head up?
Oh, totally. Go big, go home.
Okay. As you pop your head up stealthily with your 9 stealth, you look around the room and you see that there is a small fire going in the hearth. There is a small traveling pot that's on there with some good stew-like smells coming from it. You do that. There is some bedding around. You do see the door that's facing your party does have lots of weapons stacked against it. You notice some spears, some shields, some swords, quivers, bows. A few saddle bags have been brought inside onto it. And when you look around, you do see on the table there are 4 metallic helmets on the table in the center. One is a bronze in coloration metal helmet that is styled to look like a goat. There is one which is a very plain all-head metal helmet, but there is a wing that starts from like the center of where the mouth is, and gets one single wing and goes up the left-hand side of the helmet, up over the ear and up out across to the top, so like pokes out a little bit. And that's like a properly polished shining metal. And there is one which is like more of a dark steel, which has 6 eye holes placed around it with like a really faint web design. And the last metal helmet is just a very plain metal helmet with an exposed face and mouth part. And as you're trying to get a closer look, you see a hand come down and grab you up by the collar, similar to what happened to Nugget and Minerva the previous day, as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, coiffed-haired man looks at you and goes, "I think I found something to put in the pot this evening." And that is where we'll end our session.
No!
No!
You know what I just read in the new rules? I can still talk as a fox. Yeah, it says you retain the ability to speak. I always thought that you couldn't as an animal, but I've just read in your rules, well, shapeshifted, like, so I could. But that's for future.
Well, immediately next session, you probably need to speak.
Yeah.
The first thing that needs to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is where we'll end our session for today. Thank you all for watching and joining us on this journey so far. We'll see what happens to Killian and the rest of the party next time. So bye for now. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.